It is shiny one. I remember when you used to come around my door. I can see you standing there, the goofy smile across your face. It's not here anymore. And you left too young, and you left too soon. My guitar, it still remembers you, my friend, yeah. And I see your light again. Hey, that shiny one, though sometimes it ain't lost for words, you never cease to make me smile. I am thankful for the time you had, although it was just a little while. And you left too young, and you left too soon. Now my guitar, it still remembers you, my friend, yeah. And I see your light again. Hey, hey. And I see you sometimes, and your memory it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory it shines. It shines. Hey, the shiny one you blow affected everyone, and I wish that you could hear me sing about you. But chances are that if there's justice in this universe, this song will shine, although it's sung without you. And you left too young, and you left too soon. And my guitar, it still remembers you, my friend, yeah. And I see your light again. And I see your light. Ooh, yeah. Time's out. Well, hello there, gatherers. Hi, how are you? Okay, I have better information for you this time around than I did the last time I was in Needles, California. But I will tell you first, for those of you that don't know, that was a song called Shiny One. Thank you for the claps. An older song of mine. And we're gonna dig into some weird songs. We got a different kind of a gathering planned. I've been thinking about the songs that I wanted to share with you today, and I'm kind of excited about it. But that one, so, and we talk about songwriting sometimes, and thank you, Robin. Yes, classy drink, classy man that I am. Yes, we are in a public park, the Jack Smith Park, they call it, here in Needles, California. But we'll get to that. First and foremost, that last song that I played is called Shiny One. And we talked about a song called Sprig the other day. Sprig is a song about me facing my own darkness, my own inner demons, my own sadness. But the music is not supposed to sound dark and sad. The music is supposed to sound happy, almost ironic, based on what I'm trying to express. And this is a song, that was a song called Shiny One, and it was written about a friend of mine who I lost, and I was sad about that, but man, her spirit was a happy one. And when I was writing a song inspired by her, it came out happy. And it makes me happy to sing it every time I sing it. Even though it's a sad thing that I lost her. Lost her young. So yes, Needles, California. We were back in Needles, California, and I know some history for you all. As you may or may not recall, you gatherers that were with me last time, this is the mighty Colorado River behind me, and Needles, originally established in 1883, was meant to be a crossing point of the Colorado River. On that side over there, that is Arizona, and on this side, well, this is California. And there are, by the way, for those of you that are curious, there is a giant murder of crows right here hanging out. It's kind of a public park with the big parking lot. You kind of can't see the parking lot. You're facing towards the water, but I think these crows have learned where the little food nuggets are. So they are hanging out, watching the gathering with us today. 1883. There was a railroad they were building that was connecting this area, and they wanted to use this Needles as a crossing point. Apparently they built a really terrible bridge that did not work very well, that had to be rebuilt in some other place eventually. But there was this little tent city that built up around Needles. I mean, this is like a little bit old West style, right? And then from the tent city, with the workers that were building the railroad, there popped up a general store, and then a Chinese laundromat, and then like 10 saloons, and boom, you got Needles. And that's where we are. Yeah, I like this place. Interesting fact. Needles is a spot along historic Route 66, the old school highway that crossed the country from east to west, and actually Needles is the first spot in California that you come to. And it was even referenced in Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. The Joad family, that once they crossed the border into California, apparently they stopped in Needles. So there you go. We learn things at the gathering, don't we? Okay, I'm gonna shut up. It's fun to be on the road with you, though. So I thought one of the things I could do today was play some of the, I've been sharing a lot of new songs lately, from deep in the catalog that I never shared before. Last week I shared 2 or 3 new songs, and so I thought before I shared a new song today, I would start by playing this one from last week that I shared for the first time. It's called "See You Go," and we'll see if I can still remember it. Here we go. You may think you've crossed the line every time you read my mind, but I'm an open book. You can have yourself a look. You can throw me against the wall. You can bounce me like a ball, but I'll still be ready anytime you call. And it's okay if you stay, and it's okay if you don't. And I know you can't delay, but I hate to see you go. Yeah, I hate to see you go. Well, I don't have too much pride to stay right here for the ride. Yeah, I will take what I can get, and I might just win you yet. And if you're not the winning type, you can come over tonight, and I promise that I won't put up a fight, yeah. 'Cause it's okay if you stay, and it's okay if you don't. And I know you can't delay, but I hate to see you go. No, I hate to see you go. And it's okay if you stay, and it's okay if you don't. And I know you can't delay, but I hate to see you go. No, I hate to see you go. This is fun. I like it here in Needles. Classy guy that I am. It's actually very strange. There's like a, you can't quite appreciate it, but there's a very steep bank behind me, and that steep bank goes across, and gosh, what's the other side called? I learned what it was called in Arizona, maybe the Mojave Valley. But there are houses with these like very steep stairs that line the river on each side, like these cement stairs, and they bottom out into these little docks with little boats, some of them, and I've never seen anything like it. Allie and I were commenting. We stopped by a place called Gus's Beef Jerky. I take that back. Gus's really good beef jerky. Not outstanding beef jerky, not amazing, not incredible. It was Gus's very good beef jerky. And we decided that we would go in and try some of Gus's beef jerky, and it was, I am happy to report, indeed very good. So there you go. Okay. I thought I would share another song that was newly introduced during the gatherings. This is one called "Heartbreakers" tonight, and this is a later song that I've written. But I don't know. I was thinking about what songs I wanted to share with you all today, and this one popped in there, and it's been a little while since we've done it. So, all right. And that sun's going down. Can you see the light change? Yeah. Oh. On West Broadway, you better come dressed to kill. In the back down ain't Johnny's, our cups we will fill. I've been watching you, brother, as you stagger and drag through your day. Let's go back in time, to our wild ways. We'll set eyes on each other, howl like wolves on the wind. Bartender, another, let the frenzy begin. We will smoke and we'll smolder, set fire to all in our sights. Let them stay till they're blinded. We are heartbreakers tonight. Yeah. We are heartbreakers. Roads we have traveled, the lives we are making, gladly giving our spirits, but tonight we'll be taking. Let us scream for our suppers, let it spill down our chins, as we feast like the ravenous, as we dance like we're kings. Let us spin them like roses, their petals alight. Let them walk away grinning and breathless. For we are heartbreakers tonight. Woo! We are heartbreakers. We will fight anyone who comes looking for trouble. We will say the worst things at the worst possible time. You have needed this, brother. Raise your glass up to mine. Let them cringe at our excess, our song as we stand on the table, crying, bring us the dawn. Let the fates race to our beckon. This moment in time, let us live like we're legends. We are heartbreakers tonight. We are heartbreakers. We are heartbreakers. Aww. My friend Karina's on with us tonight. I'm just on my little phone, so I usually miss most of your comments, but I miss even more of them when I can only see like one at a time, so they're just like flipping through the screen really, really fast. Anyways, I am seeing lots of claps. Thank you. Okay, well, we're gonna go way, way, way back for me, and I'm gonna do two embarrassing things. I am gonna start by, and maybe some of you will remember this, but there was one gathering where I played the first song that I ever wrote. And so yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna share one that I have not shared with you all yet, which is probably, one of the first 5 songs I wrote. 17 years old, something like that. And we'll talk about the one that I'm going to share newly today, but let's go back to the first song that I ever wrote at age 16 or something like that, and it's a song called Iron, and it's interesting to me because I have always been a pretty intensely agnostic kind of a fella. What that means to me is that I really am pretty positive that I have no idea. No idea. I have no surety of right answers when it comes to my own spirituality, my own place in the universe. I know that I feel something pretty deeply. I feel pretty deeply connected to you all and every other human being on this planet, and sometimes non-human beings on this planet, and sometimes inanimate places like Needles, California. I feel spiritually connected too, and so I can't really understand that either, but doesn't stop me from singing about it. But I find it curious that the first song that I ever wrote almost came in the form, not maybe more than almost, it kind of comes in the form of a prayer. And this was just little old me not only figuring out how to play the guitar and sing, but thinking about maybe my place in the world, maybe whether or not this thing that I am feeling, this way that I feel so connected to other people, maybe this has something to do with something else. I don't know. By the way, you should see this. Let me see if I can spin you around for a second just to check out what's going on. Oh, you can't. Let me see if I can. I did this last time and it worked. I really wish. Whoa, that's not working at all. This is a horrible fail. But there's a beautiful sunset back there. I promise. There's the van. Well, now you see the parking lot. Sorry, can't get it, guys. Starting to come off in the back. I'll keep trying. I promise I'll keep trying. Bringing you back closer to my beer. Okay, so this one is called Iron, and it is, like I said, it's a little, it is a little bit embarrassing for me to share, right? And I was trying to think about why. I wouldn't be embarrassed to share a picture of myself when I was 16, which is really what this is. But I also say very often that that I believe that music is a living art form. So when I am playing a song that I wrote when I was 16, right, to a certain extent, I am allowing it to live through my voice today, and it really does not. It feels like a very different fella, right? And because I'm so personally connected to it, that I think feels embarrassing to me. So you know, I'm giving myself permission to feel embarrassed in front of you all, not only to play this song, but then to play this next song, which is also pretty embarrassing for me. Okay, here we go. This, if it sounds like a different sound than many of the songs that I've written over time, partially it's because these were all the chords that I had just learned how to play on the guitar, and I smooshed them all together into a song so that I could practice switching chords, and it came out in this song. Okay, here we go. Lord, protect me from the fire. Lord, stand by me far from home. Step by step, I make it closer every day. Lord, protect me when I'm gone. Protect me when I'm gone. I've known you, it seems forever. Always shown me right from wrong. If I had one wish that I could bestow on you, would you make my will be strong? Make my will be strong. I've seen fire through the day, and there are monsters in this lake. And if I close my eyes for one more bit of rest, will you be there when I wake? Lord, protect me from the fire. Lord, stand by me far from home. Step by step, I make it closer every day. Lord, protect me when I'm gone. Protect me when I'm gone. Okay, well, that was the first one. Yeah, I don't know why it's embarrassing, but it is. And it also feels a little bit better to sing the song now when I have learned how to make it sound the way it was sounding in my head and in my heart when I was writing it, back then I couldn't quite do that. And so there is something that feels a little bit it feels a little bit nice to do the song a little more justice than I could do my little 16-year-old body. Oh man, this sky is so good. I wish you guys, damn it, I really wish you could see all the colors back there. I have to use my phone right now, and so I can't do all the fancy things to really bring out the colors that I have been doing back in Pioneer Town at the cabin, but you know, we'll suffer through together, people. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see it a little bit, but it doesn't really do it justice. Okay, so Mike Morato, one of my very, very great friends to this day, so when I was in middle school, I played drums. I was trying to learn how to play drums. I was a terrible drummer. But it did not stop me from joining a garage band with my buddy Mike Morato, who played guitar. My mom, some of you may know this, played music. Is an amazing musician, and choral director, music teacher, songwriter. So I was around a lot of music. There was always a guitar in the house. At around 16, she taught me a couple chords, and I started playing. But I would take the guitar, and I would go out and I would meet with Mike Morato, and we would play, and we would just play for hours, because I was just trying to. And for those of you that are maybe learning how to play guitar, maybe you've learned, or maybe in the beginning stages, or have gone through that process, it's really hard to teach your fingers. I'm gonna bring this down so you can see, right? But it is really hard. Step back, maybe you can see. Each time I strum, right, with my right hand, my left hand has to completely change the chord, right? And it makes the chord by pushing down these strings, and pushing down these metal strings can be painful, but really what's very, very difficult is switching them in time. And there's only one thing to do to learn how to do that quickly, and that is to just play songs and play songs and play songs. And I would hang with Mike Morato, and we would play for hours and hours, and I would just work on switching chords, and he would be soloing, he'd be shredding. I mean, we thought it was shredding. I mean, he's still to this day a better guitarist than I am, for sure. But man, we had so many good times. Like, playing together was just a fun thing. And we would, so 17 years old, we would sneak out of each of our houses in Wayland, Massachusetts, and we'd have guitars with us in the middle of the night. Wayland is it was very rural for many years. You would call it now a suburb of Boston. When I was growing up, I had farms on either side of me, and over the course of my time in Wayland, those farms weren't farms anymore. They got built and bought and bisected, turned into nice houses, and which is a little bit too bad, because I feel like Wayland lost this character that it had when I was growing up. That is a little off off topic. Mike and I, Murado and I, would sneak out, and we'd each have a guitar, and maybe one of us, if we were sneaky enough, would swipe a bottle, and we would meet each other. There were tons of woods all around. There were main roads in Wayland, but most of it was wooded area, and so we would meet. There was a place called Alpine Field in Wayland that was kind of near both of our houses, and we would sneak off into the woods behind Alpine Field where there was a little stream, and we would play music. And we would play music for hours. We would just play for hours and hours. And Mike would be soloing, and I'd be playing these chords, and I would start singing as I was playing. And sometimes the things that I would sing did not make any real sense. Sometimes it did. Sometimes it meant a whole lot to both of us at the time. A couple 17-year-olds out in the woods drinking weird alcohol that we didn't think our parents would notice us stealing, and learning how to play guitar together. Pretty cool. Pretty good memories. And we felt this thing. And the reason why I'm bringing it around, and I wanted to play that first song that I had written, which was kind of a prayer, right, when you think about it, is that we had this thing where we would, when we were playing together and we were out in the woods and the moon was shining and like the wind was rustling, we were feeling something that was beyond ourselves. It felt magical. It felt like we were connected to the universe in a deeper way than we were before we were sitting on the woods playing guitar together. And we called that presence, that we'd called it the lady. And we would say stuff like, "Hey Murado, what are you doing? You want to go out and play for the lady tonight?" And that's what we would do. We'd sneak out and we'd play music for hours and hours and hours. And so this is a song called "The Lady." and there's this line in there. For the longest time, this was not as much a song as it was just some chord progressions, right? But we would get to this part. We'd play this part. Maybe it was, So it'd be something like, "It's here to wrap her arms around me, hold me tight. Hold me tight." Right? And we would be playing and we'd be jamming out, and then we'd get to that section, right? And I would sing at the top of my lungs in the middle of the woods in the back of Alpine Field. And she'd wrap her arms around me, hold me tight. Hold me tight. And I don't care whatever happens in my career. I've played some amazing shows. I've played some pretty big shows. Nothing compares to that feeling of hitting that line with Murado soloing his ass off and me singing. She'd wrap her arms around me, and we were singing to the moon and nobody else, right? And anyways, that's where this song came from. And I never shared it with anyone because, it was a song written by a couple kids in the woods. Just feeling things we couldn't quite understand and we were excited about, and and that was it. So, anyways, I'm gonna try and play this song, and we'll see if I can do it justice. Again, it's a little bit embarrassing for me to play because it just is. Okay. Give me a second. Sorry, gotta just tune a little bit better. Yeah, I can't discern all the writing on the wall. One thing I have learned, she will catch me when I fall. She wraps her arms around me, holds me tight. Holds me tight. And I call you a lady, nothing but your name. I cannot define you without making you one day. Then you wrap your arms around me, hold me tight. Hold me tight. And your touches in the trees, in the frozen water too. And you wrap your arms around me, and I feel. And you wrap your arms around me and hold me tight. Hold me tight. Well, there you go. Can you picture little me and Mike Murado sitting in the woods singing that song out to the moon? Okay, well, you know, I was thinking about it, right? So I was thinking about it as I decided that I wanted to share that song with you all today. And really, right, singing about my own version of spirituality was not something that I just did when I was a 17-year-old hanging out in the woods, right? It's kind of been something that I've continued to try to explore as I continue to write songs over the course of my adult life. Classy guy that I am. So here is a version, or here is maybe another attempt at something similar. You can stay or you can run. Either way you got miles to go. And I can hear you crying, but you know you don't have to worry about it now. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna fight the fight, yeah. And you say you wonder why, but you already know it. Dear Miss Hallelujah, would you take our fortunes, please? And we're all just trying to move you. Would you be kind on days like these? It's a city that never sleeps. I can feel it right on man, its cage. Beauty sometimes hides in the strangest of places. Dear Miss Hallelujah, won't you take our fortunes, please? We're all just trying to move you. Could you be kind on days like these? Gotta step out on your own sometimes. You gotta make it feel like home sometimes. 'Cause it's all you're gonna own. This life is gonna knock you up and down. You gotta bleed to make it right. Dear Miss Hallelujah, would you take our fortunes, please? And we're all just trying to move, yeah. Could you be kind on days like these? Could you be kind on days like these? Could you be kind on days like these? Raise up your glasses. Let us drink till the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May you turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glass. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glance of God's great design. Some say it's the signs of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us, and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to the land, good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had. For these moments pass lightly, won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one of me. Let us drink one of you. Let us drink one to those who weren't with us. Here is to us, and all that we see is to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow. Let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one and say this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Woo. The street light in this park kind of ended up doing some cool stuff as the sun set. To needles, to you all gatherers. I hope that wherever you find yourself, you're staying strong wherever you are. Allie and I will probably be, well, we have no idea where we're going to be tomorrow. So because of that, there's a very good chance I will be back on my phone, which means I powwowed with Karina, and we decided that we were not, because I have to have my whole computer set up to have a guest. So we decided that we were going to postpone her next Science Tuesday visit until next week. But she did provide an amazing science trivia fact that I will share with you tomorrow, in her absence. It's been nice hanging with you all, and it's been nice getting to share some stuff I wouldn't normally feel comfortable sharing. I will keep you posted on this wild road trip that I'm on, and please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another, and I'll see you tomorrow.